Kia ora guys, welcome along to Fine for People again. My name's Grant, and today we're gonna put our fitness panel. It seems that the COVID-19 or the contravirus has provided opportunities for us to all grow, develop, and share and connect with more people. So what we've done is we've got a fitness panel of amazing people that have been in the industry for a long time to share their thoughts about mindset. What are people thinking currently as far as professionals or public? Are they staying fit? Are they staying active? Are they worrying? Are they panicking? Are they making the right choices to help them be positive and come out the other end in a better space? We're about to chat with these guys in the next 20 seconds. They hang around, they're all on, and they're ready to go. As you can see, I'm not alone in this one, and I'm excited actually because this is the first one we're doing, our first fitness panel under Fine for People to just help people connect, share ideas and share thoughts. And just remember that Fine for People is that platform to help you connect with professionals, events or courses, and that's why we've got these awesome people here to help it all out as well. Let me introduce people on the panel. On the top left there, we've got Nigel. He's originally from Fiji, Australia, choice. On the right-hand side there, on my right this way, boom, we've got Joff. He's actually, bro, you're English, right? English. Down the bottom side here, we've got Anna Wallington. Hey, Anna. She's the intelligent lady that we bring in to make sure that we don't get over the top. Straight down below me here, we've got Keith O'Malley. He's part of ALOE as well. He's doing some awesome stuff, but he's actually stuck in Ireland. He missed the plane by about an hour and had been stuck in Ireland, so he's over there rocking it out, doing his thing. And on top, my brother from another mother, he's got the All Black sign in the background. Bro, I love that, by the way, straight off the bat. It's Ben Thompson, or Speedy. He's a man, a great CrossFit coach, and he's also doing awesome things as well. He's got his kids thing out there, and he's also in GeoFit, which is awesome. Oh man, guys, welcome along. Thank you for being part of this. Excuse me if I'm not quite looking at the screen or at you guys because the cameras are up here and we're kind of jumping up and down a bit. But yeah, first of all, just welcome along. We're going to just quickly do a quick test on your audio because I just turn this thing up. That's it. There we go. First of all, what is you guys? Anyone can start off with this one. What is your first thing you're seeing as far as professionals and the way they're reacting to the whole having to stop one-on-one, having to stop group fitness classes, and having to potentially do things online? What are we first of all seeing? Anyone want to start with that one?
I don't mind jumping in.
Joff, there you go, man.
Yeah, so I think on the whole, everybody's everybody's in the same boat with this, and I think generally it's been a real positive response from everybody, from gyms, from trainers, from fitness facilities. I think everybody's kind of understanding the position that all fitness facilities are in, and they're trying their best to understand what it is that their clients actually need at this point. You know, a lot of the services that we offer, like I'm a coach down at Phase 3, our membership is essentially null and void now because people come to the gym to use our equipment, come and get coached by us, that accountability side of it as well. That doesn't happen anymore. So we've had to really kind of rethink, and this is what a lot of other companies out there are doing, are really trying to rethink and regrow their brand in terms of what they have available to them now and what's important for the end user.
True.
Look, I think for myself, having my own setup out here and the gym, is that, like Josh said, it's now a time we can't work on the gym floor at the moment. So I've seen the fitness community out here basically jump on the online stuff that I feel like a lot of them are keeping their own personal communities looked after, which is good. I think this is what we have to do. It goes back to the ethics of why we all became fitness trainers, is to basically look after people, health and mind-wise. So, I know that we're keeping in contact with everyone pretty much daily. We went from running into out of the gym, obviously straight onto the beaches, but then we got shut down on that. So, now it's basically building that community online, getting people to talk to each other, every couple of days just to check in on each other. So yeah, I think that, I've seen it being done really well on the outskirts. So
Yeah, cool. Ben, Anna, Keith, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I'd add to that as well. I mean, I think what you just said there is very important. That you can sit quietly. Like, I'm stranded in Ireland now, so I have nothing. I can't do beach sessions. I can't do anything. I got stuck at the airport. So you can sit and you can kind of wallow and you can stress in your own anxiety over what's going to happen to yourself, or you can look at the group of people that you help out daily in the gym, with your clients, and you can take on a role of responsibility. And I think that's what a lot of people have done. It's clear, you can see with the home workouts, people on their balconies doing stuff. I've been in WhatsApp and email conversations with lots of people sending out programs. It keeps the trainer busy, so the trainer's mind is taken care of, but also you're fulfilling your obligation that these people, the other 11 months of the year, they've put their trust in us to help them, and now, okay, we all have to adapt and overcome. So I think it's in everyone's best interest to almost just keep going as best we can.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I'm gonna build on that, Keith, what Keith just said, because obviously I work with a lot of entrepreneurs. I used to be in the fitness industry. That's how I met Grant, but I'm no longer sort of involved. I'm working now as a peak performance mindset coach, but I work a lot with entrepreneurs, and I hear all the time, and no matter if you're in fitness, if you're a business owner of any kind, that people are constantly having certain things that come up. Like, I would love to work online. I would love to have freedom. That's one of the biggest values for most people. And most people also keep bringing up, I don't have time. And I always say, no matter what happens in your life, if you are an angry person, you will always be angry. If you're a positive person, you'll be positive. If you're a fearful person, you'll be scared. So no matter what your autopilot is, that's what's going to be really triggered right now. So it's an interesting time to actually get to know who you are and how you show up. Yeah. And I noticed that this is what I do with my clients now is I focus on not what you can't have it right now, but what are the possibilities? What are those creative thoughts that you were always thinking, it would be so amazing to do this or to do that, but I don't have time.
Yeah. And
so if you get really creative right now and focus your attention on what's possible, my clients have come up with incredible online strategies, plans, and careers, and everything from piano players who've designed their own online programs to, coaches or fitness people. And it's interesting to see how creative we actually are when we cannot do what we think we have to do every single day or what we're doing every day.
Massively.
So it's a really interesting time for us, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I'm a huge mindset positive person myself. And when you get pulled into that, usually I'm dealing with a lot of injuries. So I'm like, oh, I can't do this,
right.
I can't do that. And you have to switch that mindset and think about what can I do. In the gym, I would go to the whiteboard and I would write down what exercises can I do, and then I would base my workout around that. In this scenario, it's like, okay, what can I do at home? I can look at studying something new. I can look at growing my online base and trying to figure out ways that I can do that. I'm one of those freelancers that I do have a lot of online clients, so I'm quite lucky there. But I've always said, I wish I had more time for that. Now I do, but it's like almost I don't have that excuse. Let's put more effort into the online time. And it's like, what can I do to help my clients? What can I do to motivate people from my living room? And then I also remember, look, there is people in a far worse situation than I'm currently in. So I don't have any right to complain when there's people far, far worse off than I am right now. So it's like I try to think of that, what can I do sort of approach.
Massively.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Guys, I'm going to hold you guys for a second there, because one of the things, I know there's going to be a lot of positive things come out of this, and it's already the direction we're heading with this. Before we get there, I was going to take a step back and go into the side of there are people that are struggling now, whether it be with isolation in their homes, because they're used to going out, running around, and there we go. There's one, Nigel at the top there. So there's one that's struggling just being in one place. I mean, we're probably a little bit more fortunate here in Dubai because we haven't really been locked down. We only just locked down last day or so, if anything, right? And there's still people out and about. So two things. One is, what are our thoughts on how people dealing with the isolation, or we're going to deal with, how are we going to deal with the isolation? Actually, let's just go with that one first, because the other one's probably going to throw things out. How do you think we're dealing with it? Nigel, we'll start with you, because you were just talking about it then, mate.
Yeah, I'll be straight up honest. Like, I mean, I'm a very, like, obviously we all work with people every day, and obviously, you know, the gym for me, I rock up at 4 a.m., we open up, and that's my home away from this place. We're running, we're doing the camps, and I was like, am I doing the right thing by doing this? Because I wanted to keep people mentally going by being outside and still training. Obviously, we're not, you know, the adaptation for the beach training isn't going to be like the gym, but we were adapting. But there was, you know, that half of me going, I'm probably doing the wrong thing on paper, you know what I mean? So now being stuck in for the last couple of days, you know, I won't lie, the last 2 weeks I've gone through days that I've had massive anxiety because me too, the vortex of social media, I would read into stuff and go, oh shit, like, do I have the symptoms or am I feeling sick today or am I getting the flu? And then a couple of hours later, I'd be okay. But then, you know, what was saving me was, okay, we're not training outdoors anymore, but me able to just even go for a walk outside and just be outside and clear my mind was saving me. So even this morning, but I won't lie to you, I woke up, I looked outside and I didn't see a single person. And I live up in downtown, so the streets are empty. And I was okay for about 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden, bang, anxiety hit me. So, you know, I haven't dealt with anxiety since, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. And I'm starting to feel that maybe, you know, a couple of hours a day I'll go through that. But I think it's normal. I've said to a lot of my members and a lot of my followers, I've said, it's now about adaptation. Adaptation is the biggest key for us now as a humanity, you know what I mean? So this, we don't know if this is the new normal for us, but it's going to take a while for your mind to adapt. So that's where I'm at with it, you know? So it's I'm going through the days, going through the motion.
I think it's super important, and thanks so much for sharing that, Nigel, because I think a lot of people are actually going through what you're going through. I think what's super important is, you know, when I'm listening to you talking, the first thing that goes into my mind is like, Nigel's got a blueprint that my life is outdoors. I do things outdoors. That's what I do. I'm on the beach. I do my thing. You know, I train my clients. So when our blueprint radically changes like that and your life completely takes a new direction, it's not that you don't really know what to do. It's just you're not used to being in this situation. So your brain doesn't know what to do right now. It's like, what the hell do I do? And when we don't know what to do, it's very easy to go into fear. Because fear is like our autopilot. It's like, oh my God, fear. And we're all of us are consumed by fear. If we take the foot off the gas, we are consumed by fear. So I think what would be super important if you are completely isolated in your home is to have some sort of ritual or habit that you set yourself up for, even if it's small ones. Like every day I drink one glass of, I don't know what, at this time. And then you feel like, okay, I did that today. Okay, I'm on track. Like you're feeling like you're on track with some rituals and habits that make you feel like you're in charge of your life again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Jack
Daniels at 10 a.m.
I was going to go to Ben, just and your views on that, mate, because you've got a lot. You said like you got a few different things happening and going on like that. What's the feeling for you?
So with my online clients, I could spend one day and probably program for everybody for the entire week.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of just dragging it out, so I'm doing it day by day, or just staying one day ahead. And that way, it kind of, what she was talking about is I kind of have that mini sort of routine. I also post like a living room workout every single day, so I structure my day around that. And then I have a certain few hours a day where I'm going to post all my content online as well. So before I know it, like...
Keep going, Ben. Nathan's attracted everybody down the bottom there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben, you just came through broken up there in your feed. I don't know if it was just me. To repeat that last 10 seconds, sorry, mate. Still got it coming through, broken through. Are people hearing this clearly?
No, it's broken as
No,
well.
I can't get it.
I can't hear him either.
Okay, sorry, Ben.
I think I can hear everybody else though.
Work that. Okay,
Yeah.
Bones. I want to find more about that. Keith, been over in Ireland, mate. You got stuck over there. But, there's always
man.
got to know someone, right?
Talk
There's always
about-
someone.
Talk about being in isolation. Long story short, I showed up to Gatwick Airport about an hour and a half after the UAE closed the border. So I knew before the ground staff that I wasn't going to be let in. I tried to blag it, and they were having none of it. So for me, that was like the moment where you realize, okay, now everything's been taken away. So what do you do? And for me, like you guys have both said, like I'm very fortunate. I just had to buy another flight, jump on a flight back to Dublin, and then take refuge with my parents here. So for the last, I think it's been about 8 or 9 days. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the last 8 or 9 days, I've just been back in my parents' place. I have like 2 sets of clothes. I have my laptop and my phone, and that's about it. And I think, like Nigel said as well, I've had a few waves of anxiety, but it's been more about my own health. If this time of year in Dublin, we've got the central heating pumping. So every now and again, when I suddenly feel a little bit too hot, I'm sitting there going, oh no, what's this heat I'm feeling? What is this abnormal thing? Have I got a fever? And then I go out to the garden or I go upstairs and it's fine again. But again, talking about mindset, I have to flip it over for me and just be like, listen, I'm with my parents now. They're 2 old people. I get to look after them. I get to make sure they're okay. I've got them jacked up on film.
Yeah.
One day in the future, I'll look back on this time with my parents and I'll cherish it as like however long it is, as a few months together. Because I moved out in 2006, so it's a nice little surprise holiday for me. But from the client's perspective, it's just emails and WhatsApps and voice notes to try and get people going, try and get people moving. But I kind of went into survival mode 8 days ago. So my mindset's been good, to be honest. You've got to focus on the positives, don't you? We need to just take stock of what we do have.
Yeah.
I think what this will teach a lot of people is that people really need to save their money a lot more now, perhaps. That's one of the things that I speak to my guys about. We've got 5, 6 coaches working for us. And the one thing I want to know is, right, boys, girls, how's your savings? Like, are we okay financially? Financially, are you set up? Have you got your rent covered? Because in Dubai, we pay 6 months rent. I've got a rent check for 6 months coming out in May that I'm okay for, thankfully. But if I didn't have that and I'm in isolation, I tell you, my diaphragm is going to be ramping up its anxiety. So I think this is going to teach a lot of people some very good lessons,
Yeah.
Look after your finances. Don't be so materialistic. All those usual things. But in Dubai, I think there's a lot of people going to have a very welcome wake-up.
Totally. I think it's probably, that's from my side anyway, I think it's probably what's leading to most of the anxiety that people are feeling and going through because of those financial strains where they're currently finding or they are seeing that's going to pop up very shortly. Guys, if you've got comments, coming through, so we'll keep going rolling. Welcome in old Nathan, Fiona and Gilbert down the bottom there. We're talking about mindset, guys, and we're just talking about being stuck inside the home and the kind of the thoughts that are going through people's minds. You guys want to have anything to add to that side of things? You guys any thoughts from your side?
I just got caught up with what Keith was saying. I absolutely agree with him, and I'm on the same boat. That thank God that I did a bit of savings and got my rent covered. And God knows how long this pandemic is going to go on now that we're fully locked down. And for freelance trainers like I am, that we solely, depend on day in, day out base. So what about for people, for other trainers? It's not just trainers, because I've got clients that are business operators that they had to lay off, like waiters and laborers and stuff. So I think it's not just the personal trainers' dilemma at the moment. What do you think? What do you think other trainers are feeling right now, or what could we suggest them, especially if they don't have savings? Keith is right about that if you didn't do any savings on a rainy days like these, you're probably screwed up. I've got a lot of people saying that they don't know how they're going to survive. But what about those trainers that haven't got any? Because I know a few.
Well, I'd simply say on that, and I only jump on this because I've had this conversation with a couple of my guys just to try and settle their nerves a little bit. I said, listen, now you can get innovative with what you can offer people. Let's trust that the gyms will open again, and let's trust that we'll be back in business at some point. But why don't you pick one or figure out how much you need, figure out what your baseline is, what do you need for your rent, what do you need for your bills, what do you need for a bit of food, take that amount, whatever it is, and then maybe speak to one or two of your clients, your most loyal clients, the ones who trust you the most, perhaps the ones who you think can help you, and ask them, listen, let me sell you 6 months of sessions. It's an honesty call. It's because I need money in the bank. Like, I'm not going to try and blag it. We're all struggling right now. If I can sell you 6 months at 20% discount, but you pay me all the money up front now, then I'll be okay for another 2 more months. Get enough money in the bank to get you through maybe another 4 weeks, and then reassess at the end of April. Don't look to make your full month's salary off all of your clients. That's no good. But just figure out your baseline expenses, like what you really need, even if it brings you down to drinking water and eating protein shakes, whatever it takes, just to get you through, and have a chat with some of your closest, most helpful clients.
Can I just add on that I think even before that, I think as freelance trainers and small business owners, I think now a lot of I said this on the podcast a couple of weeks ago when we did it, is that, and I didn't know all this was going to occur. We didn't know how serious this was going to get, but back then I said the industry needed to be shaken up. The tree needed to be shaken. We all know that. I think we've all worked here for a long time. This will be that shake the tree needs, in my belief, but at the same time, freelancers and small business owners will realize how valuable a community around your business or personal profile is. So if you're that freelancer who lets your members pass each other every day and you're just doing that hourly thing and no one really knows each other, you're gonna adapt to getting everyone knowing each other, getting a community around your profile or your business. Because right now, like Keith said, and like Speedy said, is that what we do for people is keep them going. It may turn around right now in the next 3 to 6 months that they may need to keep us going off the back of the community, right? So that's what I feel like is going to happen, and trainers and businesses will realize how vital that part of their business is,
I'm going to build on that, Nigel, and just say I totally agree. The one thing that I think is really important with mindset around money, because most people, because of how they grew up, how you grew up as a child, hearing, money doesn't grow on trees. I can't afford that. We can't afford that. We live in scarcity mode. And so in this situation, we go from scarcity mode to panic. And when you're in panic, you're at the lowest level of consciousness, which means you're not going to be able to manifest anything in your life at all. So it's super important. If you can turn your mindset around and go, okay, what are the expenses I need to pay for? Who's going to pay for that? I ain't paying for it. What do I need to do in order to find resources to pay for this? You are no longer basing your financial situation on your self-worth. Because otherwise it's like, I didn't save enough. I'm such a loser. I can't believe I put myself here. Instead of going, okay, I have to pay for that. Great. Who's going to pay for that? I need this much money. Okay, let's see how creative I can get. Can I create an online course? If I think people don't have enough money right now, they pay small amounts. So if I get a group in, there we go. That's paying for that. That's paying for that. In that way, you are a designer of your life and not a victim, if that makes sense.
I mean, look, I think we all started that way here in Dubai. I know for myself, it was like back in 2007, it was 100 dirham session. So, and you built on it. So I've managed to build a life for myself in Dubai that I can sustain, that I'm happy with. But for me, it's just going back to the ethics and the core that I started with, going back to that simple module and, okay, we won't be able to live the life maybe for, 3 to 6 months after this, whatever. But, you need to adapt. And as I said, adaptation is the biggest key for everyone right now.
I've just got a couple of points to add on that. One from obviously like a fitness professional standpoint. I think I'm quite similar to Speedy in terms of got a big online database in terms of what my program is. But then because I love coaching, I still do the face-to-face coaching side of it as well. And one of the things I'm going through at the moment, and I guess this builds into anxiety a little bit, now that everybody's getting so creative with these ideas because they're trying, like I mentioned in the beginning, they're trying to rebrand and launch these new ideas. I had a product that I'm super happy with that caters as an online business. But I'm looking around now and seeing all these other things going on and going, oh, maybe I should be doing that. Maybe I should be doing this. You know, people are being so inventive with stuff, and it's really kind of opened up my eyes. So that's where kind of like the anxiety from a fitness professional kind of lies from. But then I was just going to touch on, because obviously we're talking about people who are at home who are probably a little bit anxious about, you know, everything that's going on. I think just going back to one of the main things that I preach about is like, obviously my company, see their movement wins, like movement being the keystone habit. And everybody knows that as soon as you can be having a pretty shitty day, as soon as you go and do a little bit of exercise, whether that's 20 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, you automatically feel better from that. And it has so many effects from just going and working out. You know, you start to sleep better, your mood is improved, your stress levels go down, all that type of stuff. So just really trying to encourage people that, yeah, we're going to get bored of doing home workouts and body weight workouts and all that stuff all the time. But just knowing that movement is the factor that's going to make the biggest difference in terms of kind of like both your mental and physical health.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Pleedy,
Yeah.
you've got your back, mate? Still got the electronic dance going on, brother. Look at that disco. No, yet. Nathan, Fiona, down there, guys, welcome into the conversation. You guys are currently in their position, and just kind of like with Josh, where you're going through now home workouts and stuff like that. What's the mindset been from you guys? I mean, delivering as a pair, a couple.
Well, look, we were doing our own home workouts anyway, and like Josh said, it makes us feel better. So if we can share it and then help someone else feel a little bit better, then awesome. And I think that we have the motivation to get up and just work out, even if we're in the house, because we know we're going to feel better. But it's encouraged a lot of people who maybe would be sitting looking at four walls, bored, feeling rubbish, to actually do something. And giving them a bit of structure. So I think just in terms of keeping up morale and things like that, that's why we've been doing that. It's not been for a business perspective or anything like that. It's more just, you know, let's get up and have a good day.
Yeah, very good. Guys.
I agree with you about that, because I remember when a couple of days ago when we were on call with Nathan, I think for us now that are invested and have the experience over the years in terms of movement and fitness, and I've shared this with you, Grant, as well. We go above and beyond now of being a physical trainer. It's like what I said a few days. I've got a couple of clients that are literally on breakdown, and the fact that they've got everything and anything at hand, they got the resources, they live in a nice home, but it's the psychology now, it's their mental health now. They came to me. Literally, these are their words. A couple of female clients, I'm not going to mention who they are, obviously for respect, like, gee, my life is fucked. No, you're not. So you have to call them. Like, as a trainer, this is where your role as a coach come into play. You know, it's more and above and beyond like training them physically, making them sweat, but having their mental fortitude supported as well as a coach. So I think that's another investment, like what Keith said. At the end of this, we're going to come out better and I'm stronger and more resilient. And then all the more that we can see and have the loyalty of our clients. We might not have the return now, but I'm sure 100% it's an investment in what we're doing now positively.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So there you go, guys. Before we go into that, because there's the mindset before what happened before this all started. And everyone's gone through this transitional phase where there's a lot of people still now, they go like, I will be all right, don't worry about it, I'm going to go out, socialize, I still want to go talk to my friends and stuff like that. That position there. And there's the side of it was that people, you know, they wanted to make money so they could pay their rent, put food on the table. They were still, you know, people still got their mindset. What will it take for us to change our mindset or to get people on board to say, look, if we keep doing and going out and not isolating ourselves, then this could potentially prolong the isolation period, and we may not be able to get back into our normal everyday living. You know, there's a mentality that there's two sides of there's two groups at the moment where people are going, oh, I'm not worried about it, and they're just doing whatever they do.
Yeah.
But maybe they're still adding to the problem, and the other ones are like, look, I'm going to self-isolate, I'm going to stop myself, and just hope in the encouragement that we're going to finish in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks time, so we can get back out there and get back to normality. What's our thoughts, guys?
I think Grant. Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, I think Grant, because we're writing history right now. No one's ever experiencing anything like this in our time, and it's a fascinating time. I choose to see it that way. That's why I think people most people, I don't know, you guys tell me, but most people don't really know people who have got the disease yet. It's not like most people have 10 people that they know that got it. So I think for a lot of people, this is kind of still like it's so much fun. We're hanging out, and then we don't get to go to work, and it's great. We can just chill. And I think a lot of people are in denial. And then you've got the opposite sides that are completely consumed by fears. I think people are in different camps because as we're moving along, I think people's mindset will change. That's why I always say it's important to be one step ahead with your mindset. So you decide how you're going to feel. And so no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. So you're not acting. So you're in reaction mode, becoming a victim of the process, if that makes sense.
That's good. On 100%.
Like Anna touched on, I said, I was that guy. I'll be straight honest with you. About last week, 2 weeks ago, I felt I'm healthy, I'm fit, and I'm sort of bulletproof until I spoke to somebody that I know here in Dubai who's got it and who's in hospital. And we use her as a sparring partner. We haven't used her since last year, November, but she hadn't traveled since November. She couldn't tell any of us how she got it because she didn't know. And it was the real deal. That's sort of knocked the reality into me going, shit, like nobody's safe with this thing. So, and that's when that other side of me came into play. Well, am I doing the right thing by still continuing to work with people? And so I battled these demons all last week, and that's where I pulled the pin. I pulled it up and said, look, we're going to go online now, just to keep each other safe. You know what I mean? So I was definitely a part of the problem a couple of weeks ago, 100%.
Yeah.
Grant, can I jump in on that real quick? When there's any sort of like there's a natural human behavior with anything new. So there's a thing, I don't know what it's exactly called. It's something to do with innovation, the responsibility of innovation, something like that. Anyway, like say a brand new technology is released like Instagram or Snapchat. There's 4 different types of people. There's the really early adopters. So if you imagine a graph on a curve, it just goes slowly up, then a steep incline, it peaks right in the middle, and then it mirrors the same decline on the opposite side. So it's almost like a smooth curve. But you've got your early adopters are the people who jump on board first. Then you have your early majority, and that's where like a lot of people will get on board with the new technology, the new Snapchat. And then you have your late majority, and then you have your laggards, the people who never really get on board. And I think that this is it mirrors that in the sense that the innovation in this case, or the new technology or the invention, are the precautions and the safety measures. And you're just seeing a natural curve of people adopting this new behavior. So you got the really early adopters of the people, maybe you're too anxious, too worried, they locked down, or the people who are sick at risk, they locked down, they went straight indoors 2 weeks ago. They're the early adapters. And then you have your early majority, and then you have your late majority. And I think most people are in those two camps. So I don't think it's not a case of people are being silly or irresponsible when they're late to the game. It's just that with anything new, those people are going to be the later group of people to join the bandwagon. You know, people are busy. Yeah. They've got their other life going on. They have their responsibilities. They have their own pressures. You know, not everybody's going to be like single-minded. All right, what did they say? Boom, right, let's do that. You get a little bit of pushback, and then everybody eventually. What you just don't want to be is you don't want to be the laggard. You don't want to be at the very end of the curve where you're the one who's kicking up a storm and making problems for everybody else in this instance.
Yeah.
And Dubai we call them masters.
What do I call them, sorry?
In Dubai, we call them dumbasses. You know, we've got those hashtags going on right now called hashtag their home. So as you know, that Dubai's put a curfew on, and that's for to make sure that people literally stay at home. And last night I was at my balcony. They now call me the balcony police, and I was screaming outside my balcony, telling this dumbass to actually go home because.
Check his Facebook story. You'll see the video.
Because as we all know, the virus needs a carrier. Now, if we have a carrier, it gets spread around, and it keeps on getting spread around. So unless you're a dumbass and you don't stay at home, then it's not going to get better in terms of the situation. So if we want our business back, guys, if we want to, you know, be able to go back into our gyms, the places that we love, that we're so passionate about, it ain't going to happen anytime soon because we've got dumbasses out there that are still walking around the streets.
Yeah.
Number one. But two, if you go on to the Facebook page of BritishMums.com, there was a great story there where a nurse was going to work yesterday, only recently yesterday. And she pleaded and cried for help to say, guys, I live down the marina. And on the marina, there are so many people that are disrespecting the laws, the regulations, the authorities. And they were just casually walking down the marina. There wasn't 1 ounce of, you know, care in the world that this virus is a carrier. I just don't think people understand.
Yeah.
And perhaps because we live in such a multinational umbrella, where even if we look at who's online with us right now, we got Anna from Sweden, Filipino, we've got some Kiwis, we've got British, Irish that are there. So, you know, we're living under this umbrella where somehow, you know, the message has to be conveyed. And the authorities are trying to do their best. And he was so disappointed as a health nurse to go to work to see so many people still walking the streets when clearly everyone knows and understands that you got to get home, guys. You got to stay home to get the situation even better. I mean, do you think we in home? Do you think we like being castrated? Hell no, I'm from New Zealand, man. We love the outdoors. You know, so let's try and help a situation where, you know, and educate people out there. I mean, perhaps we all need to get onto our balconies and start screaming at people and say, hey, dumbass, get home.
I think we Filipinos are guilty of that. We're pretty stubborn. Like Jojo just posted late last night that literally in Burj Khalifa, they made a post translated in our language that stay the freaking home. So it's literally there, straightforward. Like, Jesus, what is this?
It's the Filipino's fault. It's the Filipino's fault.
It was in Tagalog, but I think, like Nathan said, we love outdoors. We're very happy raised. You know, we love gathering. Like a bunch of my friends are in WhatsApp now. What are you doing? Like every second, like, you know, I mean, regardless of which nationality you are, I think by nature we are all, you know, sociable species. So I think we've been deprived of that freedom now, and it makes us appreciate what it's really like. So at the end of these, like what I said earlier, we're going to come out better, and you know, we're more resilient now.
Why is the mindset so wrong of those people? Why is their mindset?
Say that again.
Why is the mindset so wrong in our thoughts and opinions that people there are these dumbasses?
Like, I don't think it's wrong at all. It's like what Keith said, that they're not being irresponsible. It's just that's how they think. You know, like what you said to me the other day. I don't think I'm being responsible if I still see my clients face to face. But in my head, because I have this, I'm not saying I'm right, but this is just my approach. But for me, I've heard this, and then Tony Robbins said this as well. Like, you know, if you got a lot of worries and stress in your mind, that floods your system with cortisol. So hence, it lowers your immune system. And then the only weapon we have right now is our immune system to combat the virus. So I have that psychology and mindset. Like, look, we're gonna stay healthy. I have a small amount of clients that still wants to train with me in their houses. These are the categories that fall onto 30, 40 years of age. So I've stopped training my older clientele. So I'm trying to be responsible with that. But then again, now I'm being more responsible with the statistics because what Anna said, it keeps evolving. We have new findings now that apparently the blood type of an individual plays a key role. So if you're type O, you've got stronger antigens. That's just what this study shows now in WHO. So I inform my clients, I inform my friends, keep yourself up to date, listen to the new broadcasting in TEDx or WHO or Global Health because they keep releasing because COVID, it's not the first of its own. It's the 7th generation of Corona. It's just that it's got a different approach of attacking it. It doesn't attack the DNA, it attacks your RNA. So hence, it obviously, I don't want to get too sciencey about it, but if you keep yourself informed, and then people are now going to be more aware. So it changed the mindset. It's not about having a wrong mindset. People are just misinformed, or people just have a different approach in how they think.
I also think as well it's a bit of understanding. Sorry to put you off, Nigel. I just think like for me, like Nigel had his wake up moment when he spoke to a friend who was in hospital. When I left the UAE, there was a news report that said there was 39 new cases. A total of 39 cases. When I got back to Ireland, it was a very different layout to where they presented the news. It wasn't a website publishing information. It was a person behind a stand with a microphone and a piece of paper delivering the reports, the updates, the health minister, the prime minister here. Like you're looking at human beings and you're looking at people and their body language. So there's a bit more of a buy-in into the process. In Ireland anyway, like when you listen to the news, it's talking about the systems that are put in place for companies that are going out of business. There's welfare, there's this, there's that. So you're getting this huge bombardment of information, but it's building a very clear picture of all the different segments that are of the country that are affected by this virus. So you really begin to absorb the size of the problem. As opposed to in the UAE, I can see it. It's just a website with this is what's happening. And it's a news website that people are reading. It's an article. It's not. Maybe they're doing it in Arabic and all of us as expats are just absent from that process. But there's not a person there that's fielding questions from reporters. It's just, here's a post on Dubai Eye. This is the way we all have to live our life. It's a very different way of presenting the news over there. And I think that leads to people not really understanding. Like, you can't expect people to just be told one thing on a website with a couple of paragraphs and suddenly throw their whole life into survival mode. Like it takes people here weeks and weeks of listening to different stories. So I don't think it's a case of people are being ignorant. I don't think they're being rude. I don't think they're being selfish. I think they just don't comprehend the severity of the problem. And it really sunk in for me when I realized that I could have the bug and not know, and I could infect other people. Yeah. That's where I really went, okay, I am staying at home because I've got two elderly parents here that I do not want to infect. So when I understood that, like, it's not about me being sick. It's not about, am I going to get sick and am I going to end up dying? Boo-hoo. It's about, am I going to have the bug in my breath? And am I going to breathe on people or sneeze on people and give it to them? And then they're going to get hurt. They're going to get sick or they're going to die. So I think just to wrap up this, I think it's just an understanding thing, really. I don't think we can really blame people and call people rude and ignorant and stuff.
I agree. I think, like Keith said, it's a bit of misinformation. Like last night, we were all told that from 8 p.m. the city goes on lockdown till Sunday 6 a.m. Okay, and then the same media website put down from 6 a.m. daily traffic and people are allowed to move around freely. That's what was said. So those words were said. I know what that means as, like, for me to read it. Okay, you can go to the grocery store and come home, but other people reading that might go, okay, I can go for a run now from 6 a.m. during the day. Yeah. So like you said, I said, if someone told us, right, this is like in every other country, they're saying this is what it is, adhere by the rules, and it's black and white. Every day there's something new out here on a media post, and you don't know how to take it because, it's words. Yeah. So you can soften it on how you understand it, you know? So.
And I think, Nigel, you're obviously you're right, Nigel, but I also think if everybody thinks how can I contribute? Like if you see this whole world right now as one unit, and everybody thinks from a place of how can I contribute? What does the unit need right now? The unit needs safety. The unit needs, joy, happiness, excitement, love. How can I be a contributor? Then we become more united. It's like, it's not about, can you go out? You went out last night. I want to go out. I can't believe you went out. If we can just think, okay, here's the unit. We need to save this unit. We need to heal this unit. What can I contribute with? I contribute as much as I can with what I know, which is, my positive vibe, my go-get attitude. I do that. I push that as much as I can into this unit. By staying at home, you contribute. By spreading your love, doing fitness stuff online like Fiona and Nate, you contribute. So if we can all get into that contribution state of I'm just going to contribute here, then we take it out of our own ego self, if that makes sense. And I think that's kind of like I would suggest that mindset would help us all together to feel more connected.
Absolutely. Anna, how do we condition people like that, especially at this state now? You're absolutely right. I agree with you. But there are people that still operate in the mindset of scarcity. And Keith and Nigel, you're right. It's about being misinformed. But I don't know where you guys stand on this one. China was obviously ahead of that 2 months ago. So we already have a template. And then it got broadcasted all over the world. And then Spain and Italy come second to that. But how come we're still stubborn? It's already on high alert. People are locked down. We already understand the severity of this one. But people, I think, still take it for granted.
Yeah, I think that's where now the government, the authorities are getting heavily involved now. So as you can see, that there's literally a lockdown. Some of the social networks that have been launched or released now are describing that UAE is one of the fastest countries to go into a lockdown phase.
Yeah.
So, with that said, is that the UAE government, guys, let's face it, some of us have been living in the UAE for a very, very long time. I've been here for 21 years, and regardless, we live in a dictatorship. So when the law says that this is the law, this is the law. So these guys are going to come down fairly hard. Now, if you're going to be out caught walking around, you're going to get fined. Yeah. And if you're going to get caught walking around or taking the Mickey, they're going to put you in prison. So these guys they don't screw around here.
No, it's good. No, I think people started to take this seriously maybe Wednesday or Tuesday when Baza and Sheikh Hamdan put it up on his stories, and that's when I think a lot of people, because for me anyway, that was the first time I'd seen one of the big boys sort of step up and say, right, stay at home. It might have been in Arabic newspapers and stuff like that obviously we can't understand, but when I saw that, I said, okay, well now, like you said, Nate, that they're stepping in, and I believe they had to do that a couple of weeks ago. If it came out from the top, I think it would be curved a lot quicker.
Yeah, I think so.
They need that personal approach.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the what is the way going forward? Because there's two things that have come up. One is we don't know how long this is going to last for, and two, and I'm going to throw this out there. I'm going to say if, because everyone's going, oh, we'll come out the other end, and the WHO says that. What does the other end look like? So when is it? What does that look like? And our mindset's going into that. Because we were just talking about, we're thinking, it's going to be fine. Look, I'm just going to go out. I'm just going to do my training. I'm going to do my classes. I'm not part of the problem. We had that mindset. Well, right now we're in a place where, we're going, it'll be fine. It'll happen. It'll come eventually. What if it doesn't happen for a year because of dickheads or dumbasses, whatever you want to call them? Because or just
how you think, right? What does that look to you then?
I'm going to put out the question first, so I'll come out afterwards.
But we've been answering you the last 10 minutes. What about you?
For me, I'm looking at going because I learned myself, just like Nigel did before, and I'm pretty sure we're on the same boat here. There was a point that we finally went, you know what? I need to stop this, and I need to self-isolate, stay away from certain people. And that only came to me only a few days ago, right? And my mindset hadn't changed till 4 or 5 days ago. And then now I'm looking at look, if you make a mistake once, shame on them. If you make a mistake twice, you're in trouble yourself. So I don't want to make the same mistake. So I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to prepare not to just make it the next 3 weeks or the next 3 months. I'm turning things around and going like, actually, I'm more busy. I'm actually making myself more busy than I've ever been, but I'm looking to do something so it's regular and it's going to continue. So let's say, for example, if it never comes out and we for whatever stupid reason, ended up in this position for 2 to 5 more years, I can operate, I can still do things I want to do, and I'm still loving. My mindset's completely changed. I'm absolutely loving. I've seen it's a horrible situation, don't get me wrong, but there are so many silver linings that have come out here. We all see that and understand that. And so, but it still also made me rethink with myself of going, okay, look, I'm going to make it that this is my life for now, and I'm going to enjoy my life, but I'm going to also make sure that I can continue this way moving forward. So whether it be 3 weeks or whether it be 1 year down the line, then there are those essentials to life. There's the revenue coming in, there's the connection with people and what we're doing. So
look, I think as I said, adaptation is the biggest key for all of us.
Yeah.
People are going to look to people like us, especially your own members and people that staff as well. You know, we are all in a position in this city that we're in because people trust us to lead them daily. Doesn't matter what you do, what kind of coach you are, they come to you for some sort of leadership, right? So they're going to look to us now. Like like Gilbert said, I've had a lot of my members say, look, without you, I just can't get motivated. Right, cool. So now it's time to step up even further as a leader and a motivator to, like I said, keep in contact with everyone that you train and becoming that sort of center point of that network. But like Grant said, this for us as businesses and as freelancers, remember the recovery rate here, if this doesn't get fixed soon and becomes a later thing where we're all going to have to adapt, our prices and our price points will have to drop. You know, there's going to be things like that have to happen for us to survive as individuals and as businesses. So, you know, finding out the time now to how you adapt your module going forward for the next 6 months, because it is going to be a 6-month thing. You got to remember, a lot of the people we train are in that age bracket who may have young kids who are paying school fees, rent, this, that, and the other. So we have to adapt to that situation as well, because you got to remember, like maybe in 2005 or 2004, where the money was booming here, as a PT, you were able to sort of charge what you could and make a little bit more money. But then the 2008 crash happened. We had to adapt to that. And then so on and so forth. So we've climbed that ladder, but again, we're in that dip now that we're going to have to go, right, things have to change in models, and adaptation is the biggest key for all of us to survive in.
I think just building on what Nigel said and just being able to adapt with the times, it's going to be very subjective how long people are going to be able to survive here. And also like what you said in the beginning about, you know, if it is going to be a couple of months, if it is going to be 3 or 4 months, just shaking the branch a little bit and seeing what people have got and how well they're set up. But I think just moving forward, if it is going to be longer than that, just not underestimating what you bring as a coach, not just in terms of like your knowledge and your expertise and stuff, but you as a person, your personality, how you connect with your members and connect with your community. And then the other side of it is like accountability is a big side of it, right? You know, we all know how to program a workout for someone. We all know how to, you know, different stimuluses and that type of stuff. But it's someone who buys into your way of doing things and buys into you as a person. They have respect for you if they buy into you. And it's just keeping that and understanding that that's so powerful. And that's how you're going to be able to build on if you do have to go into more of like an online space where you're not seeing people face to face.
I like it.
Yeah, I got a question. Go.
Sorry.
You go first.
Yeah, right now, our mindset in the immediate right now, so in the present right now, is that Fiona has found every DIY I could possibly do around the house.
Spring cleaning.
Spraying, cleaning out the shoe cupboard area. So the list
So good.
is 1 billion miles long. So
Well done, Fiona.
I hope this lockdown finishes sooner rather than later.
I got a question for you guys. This is all really good and positive. I think we're all. Is it fair to say that we all have kind of like a similar mindset? Because right now we're adapting, but hey, it's only 3 weeks. I don't know. I haven't reached that point yet, but have you guys thought of what could be the worst outcome, and what are your remedial plan or your contingency plans, or do you have any spare tire?
I think when you're thinking about the worst case scenario, you have to firstly take stock of what you're able to do for yourself. Like worst case scenario, everybody goes broke. We all can't eat. We're all on the streets, and we all die. Like that's not going to happen. No one's going to end up in that position. People are going to get together. If you every week that passes, every day that passes, people are going to start to feel like, you know, they're going to come together. If I have to go sleep on a mate's couch, I'm going to sleep on a mate's couch. But God, what's going to happen then is I'm going to be on the couch with my mate, laughing and joking, trying to figure out a plan. We'll put our brains together. We'll come up with another strategy. We'll make some other, you know, the worst case scenario now, you can't think about it because you have to understand that it won't be that bad. Whatever happens, you got people around you to help you.
This is just going back to the college days, isn't it? This is how we lived in college and high school. So
Bring back noodles. Yes.
Yeah, we did not have COVID-19. No, what I'm saying, I haven't reached that point of thinking that. That's why I'm asking
Don't
you
go
guys.
there.
Well, you know, we always focus on, I mean, when your mind, remember, you get what you focus on in life. You don't get what you want. So if you're thinking, oh, I'd love to have that thing. I'd love to buy that house one day, but I'm focusing on everything that's going shit in my life, you're never going to get there. So if you are focusing on the worst case scenario that might probably never happen, your brain is going to already be attracting all the crap and the fear that could potentially go wrong. Instead of going, I would say instead go, who do I have to be right now to be able to go through this and still be resourceful? Not looking at what could potentially break me, but okay, so if I have to lift myself up to here, who do I have to become then to be able to have that, to be able to pull that off? It's so that you're always one step ahead and not one step behind, kind of like chasing behind like a victim, if that makes sense. So always focusing on who do I have to be today? I wake up today, who do I have to be today in order for me to be at my top no matter what happens right now in my life?
Cool. Ben, we haven't heard you from a while, bro. Are you still there? You good?
Yeah, mate, I'm still here, just listening. What actually gives me a lot of, I guess, comfort is kind of knowing that we're all in this together, like not just the UAE, like literally the entire world.
Yeah.
What would be, for me, I don't really get anxious or anxiety. I never have. It's just not. I know it's not my personality. I recognize it though. But I probably would feel that if I was the only one. You know, I was the only one that couldn't go to the gym and train my clients for 3 months. But knowing that the entire world is in the same situation kind of gives me this weird sort of comfort. And we're all in just like this, say, let's call it 3 month, 4 month phase in time where it's like you just hit pause on everything. And then I'm kind of expecting to more or less pick back up where I left off because I've got good systems in place personally. I know there's going to be a lot of holes in the fitness industry that need filled from maybe a lot of freelancers that left and went home. So there is that kind of upside to it. But I just get a lot of comfort knowing that everybody's in the same boat. And I'm not really the captain of that ship. The UAE government is, His Highness and stuff. And in terms of my home country, New Zealand, I mean, Jacinda Ardern is doing a fantastic job. We're just going to let our leaders kind of steer the ship, and we're just along for the ride. And when the play button gets hit again, then I'm ready to go.
Springboard.
I think when it does get better and this all blows over, I think and hope, it's going to be quite exciting again. People will be wanting to start again. Actually, rather than looking at, oh God, what's this last however long, I think rather look forward to everything starting again and the good things you can do when it does finish, and how excited everyone is going to be to see each other. Hopefully, people will be a lot grateful for being able to it and just enjoying being with each other. So there is no huge positives that you can take. You can get your DIY jobs done. And then you can
look at Nathan. Nathan can't wait to get out of the house.
I love it.
No, it's good stuff, guys. It's good stuff. It's still refreshing. Yeah, I agree with Keith. Absolutely agree with Anna. And It's so true right now. What we're on invested on and how we're investing on people as well. Like what I've said earlier, I haven't reached that point of thinking of the worst, and I suppose we're really on a really good generation to be alive now because we have all these resources. Imagine this happened in 1988. We would literally be super isolated. We got no one to contact to. Like what I said to Grant, not being dramatic, I think for me, that's my level of confidence as well, that I know you got my back, I got yours, brother. And so is everybody, so is my clients. And I'm absolutely grateful for that I've got loyal clients that I've trained for years and years, and simple as just snap a finger, G, if you need anything. And I hope you guys are in the same boat, that you've got each other's back and your clients, your family. That's all we have. Yeah. That's what we have right now.
Yeah.
And it's different.
Yeah. I just want to say one thing, because my computer, I don't know what happened, it froze, but I think it's probably been touched on while the freeze happened, but I think after this, and when we come out of this, is that the appreciation, not only us, but as a humanity, and the things like we took for granted. I know in Dubai, like where I grew up in Australia, you know what I mean? This life, it seemed untouchable at one stage, you know what I mean? But now I live it, but now we're living this way. Things are going to go back to being very simple for all of us, and you're going to appreciate the simplicity of life. And, you know, I think as an industry, I think everybody maybe on here has felt taken for granted at one stage or another in this, you know, doing this job. I think people will realise, just like the teaching and education industry is going through now with this e-learning thing, people are going to realise how important our role in society, what we do for others, is you know, up there. So I think the appreciation for just everything in general is going to be up here, but especially what we do for a living, you know what I mean? So
True.
Absolutely.
I think as well, what's going to be really nice at the end of this is we all know for sure right now what it feels like to look around at your competitors and want everybody to succeed and come through this, you know, like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, you might look around and think something negative about the people around you that you're working alongside or you're working like in competition with. But now it's like, wow, I hope I go back to the gyms, and I hope everybody succeeds. I hope everybody is still doing what they're doing as well as they were doing it when we all come back.
Yeah. Good point.
You know, Keith, what you said that, and that's a massive point where I think, especially for, you know, someone like Nate, you've been here forever, man, and you know, for us, as I feel like a lot of us are seniors in a young industry now in Dubai, is that if we do, you know, when we do come out of this, is to, you know, help the younger ones, gas up the younger ones, and put them in the right direction. Maybe going off the direction of images, not everything in this industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's what's going to, I think, what brings us to the point as individuals here, and what will keep us going is people, like I said before, trust us and what we say because of our personality. And personality, in my opinion, is everything in this industry. So maybe having that guidance, and these young ones will see that, you know, having that six-pack doesn't matter anymore. It's about how you come across as your personality and helping people, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with you, brother. So what took place before the pandemic really came to fruition is that we went into one of the high schools, which was just school, and because we have a training provider business here, and we offer international training courses on our portfolio. So we have the online platform system, and then we have what's called a mixed mode. So we can do 6 days worth of contact with our students, and then they can go online to actually do most of their theory. So when we went into the school, got approved through the head of education, physical education, sorry. And while we've been doing the kids, is that basically it was a huge success story for us. And then the virus kicked in, and now they haven't been able to do anything else further. So we've gone back to our awarding body and said to the awarding body, which is HSTA. We've said to them, what can you guys do for us in terms of flexibility now? We're in a crisis period. we need you guys to be a bit more open-minded now in terms of can our students do video presentations, for example, when they do their assessments. So we've been able to get lots of flexibility in our training academy now. So this has helped us.
Great. I think one thing that was awesome about actually taking the kids through the course, because they did the proper level 3 personal trainer course that most fitness professionals should have gone through. What was amazing about taking them through it was just their capacity for learning, and they are like little sponges, but their enthusiasm for learning. Not to take away from any of the adult students that we teach, but just they were so open to it, weren't they? And like,
and they're clear as well.
Yeah, they were better than.
Yeah, they do anatomy and physiology at school itself. So when it comes to understanding muscles and when it comes to origin insertion, so these guys are super, really, really onto it.
So they are the future.
They are the future. So Nigel, when you talk about the future's right there.
They're coming and they're
beautiful.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and we're so glad to be a part of this journey with them. So, we can't wait to see these guys get fully international certified once we get over this curve out.
And even right now, they're sitting at home going through their online platform. They're studying. They're sending us videos. They're just so on it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Guys, what's the something we've for me? I'm going to go straight up. Like for this, again, it's a horrible situation. But what it's done, I think, it's just for a lot of people. I think it's made them open their minds. I think it's made them connect more. I think it's made them get off their high horse, come back down to earth, and go, "Wow, look, there's more to life than running forward." Like Gilbert pulled up before, and everyone's bringing up points here. For me, I think it's a horrible situation it has helped a lot of people rethink, reset, and move forward. And I think for me, I'm very, very excited about going through this period, and we come out the other end. I'm excited to see what everyone's doing. I'm excited to see the creativity that comes out, the social interaction that comes out, the connections that come out. I've connected with more people in the last few days than I have in the last few months, simply because of this and what we've gone through. It's been huge. Just do this now with you guys. This a small thing that just shows the difference in what it's done for a lot of people. And I think it's. I don't want to say I'm grateful for the situation, but I'm definitely making the most of the situation, going like, wow, it's amazing to be able to do things like this. What's it been for you guys in your minds? In your minds, what are you seeing now? Has your mind changed from what it was 2 weeks ago to now?
I almost see in a way that we're, even though we're the most disconnected we've ever been, we're also the most connected. Just with everybody, because we have the access to being online, which is kind of like crazy to think about. I know personally as well as you, Grant, I've been connecting with so many other trainers online that I probably wouldn't have in the past, and friends and family back home. Yeah. And I'm actually getting to connect with them more often than I would, because I'm normally working in my own little bubble.
Yeah.
And going a million miles an hour, and then I don't talk to family as much as I should, or friends. But now it's kind of weird. It's like, I seen that meme the other day. It was like before the virus and everyone's sitting on their phone, and then after the virus and then everyone's out being active. And I kind of feel like people are more connected in a weird way, if that makes sense. Yeah.
I think going forward, like Speedy was saying, it's a funny one, because we've had so much time now over the last, let's say week, where I've had people ring me that I maybe speak to once a month and just have a conversation. And for me, like being in Dubai, everything's done over WhatsApp. You don't really make phone calls to talk to people, or you see them in person. It's going back to, and taking it away from what we do for work, it's going back to the reconnecting with people on a real level. You know what I mean? I was able to have a conversation with someone yesterday, and then jump on the Zoom with all the boys around the world, and we sat on Zoom for an hour. We had a beer together. It was bringing it back to basics. You know what I mean? So I think taking it away, like you were just saying, Speedy, people are on their phones. They're too busy to even acknowledge people in the lift or say hello. Like now, people are realizing that these simple things are, quite unique and they do
Super
matter.
important. Yeah.
But it's kind of like
Sorry, we actually had a dinner party last night, a Zoom dinner party. So there
oh,
was
that's so nice.
6 of us on the call, and everybody cooked the same meal and had the same wine and beers as well. So we all had steak and broccoli.
We're doing a Zoom brunch today as well. We've got a quiz and everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
So who's the real winners out of this Zoom?
Creative for people to be.
Zoom stock went up by billion. If you look.
Really?
Yeah, it went up billion.
Damn it.
We only just learned how to use it, so it's forced us to learn how to do more stuff online.
Yep. Blah, 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 chat. And then this week I find out 4 bloody workouts rolling around with a cushion. All I've got in my parents' house is a really, really old Reebok mat. That's it. So I've got this, those mats where you had your cars and you rolled the car around the street on a floor mat?
Yeah.
So I've got a Reebok mat sitting on top of one of those cars, road mat, a cushion and a broomstick, and that's it. And I banged out 4 workouts. And what a weird world we live in.
But we must admit, though, thank God for state-of-the-art technology. Growing up in New Zealand, of course, and I was born in the 60s, and obviously when I was growing up in New Zealand, we're out stumping trees and making bow and arrows, and Speedy, you remember these sangais, making sangais out of little branches at home and jumping in the river. So, back in those days, we didn't have the technology that we have now. So thank God that we can keep in touch with our loved ones. I hope that the government could give us the opportunity to open up, WhatsApp, for example, to be able to open up
Skype,
for example.
Yeah,
so,
that would be amazing.
Have they not done that, no?
No, not Skype.
Oh, yeah. Well.
No.
I think picture CPUs, so.
So how is Zoom viable now in Dubai? Because obviously a few
You probably
weeks
didn't know about it.
Okay. So they haven't.
You needed a VPN before, but I think because of schools.
Yeah.
They've opened up Zoom. You couldn't use Zoom before.
Did you guys
VPN.
see about,
So
I
now-
can't see it, House Party? I don't know if you can see it on here.
Yeah, I've got that.
House Party. Oh, damn it. It's got a red one with a hand on it.
Very good.
Yeah. Anyway, just needed to know what. Yeah, sharing. Sorry. Sorry, Anna. Carry on.
No, but what I want to say is kind of isn't this unique though? If you think about it, it's the first time, in our kind of generation where the entire world are, and I wouldn't say fight. I've heard the word fight. I don't believe it's a fight. We're not fighting against anything, but we are united around something that we all find important. No matter religion, culture, age, none of that. So with before, there's always been the Muslims and this and the Christians is this and this, and we have these different pockets. And now it's it doesn't matter who you are. We all are united by something. I find that really beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think, but I just find that really, it just makes you feel fuzzy inside. And I know somebody else mentioned that, but it makes you feel not that we're fighting against this, but we're actually, it is bringing the world closer because we all have something important that every single human being share. That's never happened before, ever.
Yeah, I agree with you, Anna. It's you literally listen to every conversation that you guys just shared. Nathan saying that all of us are from different nationalities, irregardless of where you're from. Yeah, this is not a battle. It's just teaching us of being together. I think that's our commonality, regardless of your skin color, your accent, your language, whatever, your beliefs. We've got one thing in common. Yeah, we all need each other.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I want to change it, just a slight change of tack here. What is the mindset of the clients you're dealing with, Anna, whether it be on your side or Joffin is online and through his podcast, the same as Speedy there. What are we seeing from a client's perspective, or what are we seeing from members and our members? How are they taking it?
I showed you a couple of messages the other day, Grant. I got a couple of female clients that are literally breaking down and verge of giving up. But hey, for me, I'm grateful that I've met Anna many, many years ago, and she's helped me in many ways in terms of, I never used to talk like this. I never used to believe in recalibrating and re-engineering mindset, but it does freaking play a key role. even if you've monetized it. Now, for me, I appreciate that, and I'm really grateful that I'm able to use that skill now and tool. I wouldn't say it's a skill, but it's like it's innate in us. It's innate in us to uplift everybody, to care about someone, or to encourage. So for me, as a coach, as a fitness trainer, that's one of the most important key role now that I have, apart from making people sweat and making their muscles sore. It's that support. It's that encouragement. You call them, you message them, you ensure them it's going to be okay, and they are okay.
Yeah. That's great.
Oh, go on, Anna.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think for my clientele, a lot of what I've worked with them before is it's just building habits that are sustainable for a lifetime, and it's I don't necessarily program individually for each of my online clients. They train at gyms, they do classes, Zumba, whatever it is. It's more of a basis on as long as they're doing something. So that message has gone straight through now in terms of, yes, I still need to offer a little bit more guidance on home workouts they can do. And I'm a little bit like Keith as well. Like I never really did home workouts before. So offering them a little bit more advice there. But the message for me is just staying the same. I'm saying you can still do something. You've got space in your apartment and you can do something. Just go and make it happen. I don't care what it is. Just make sure you move. And like I mentioned before, all the benefits that you're going to get from that aren't just physical, the other side of it as well. So the message for me has kind of been the same,
Yeah, I'm similar to you, Jeff. Like my message and my approach, I deal a lot. I mean, my Future Fit is my kids and teens program. We always talk about your workout or the time you spend in the gym should be the most positive hour of your day. And it's about creating a positive mindset and, like you just said, habits that are sustainable for a lifetime. For me personally, all my personal clients are actually doing an amazing job. Their creativity has inspired me. Like when I program dips, I'll show them doing it between two chairs. One of my clients cleaned out her kids' IKEA storage containers, and then she could do her dips in there. So it's like my clients are doing an amazing job working out in their bedrooms and their backyards, creating their garages and gyms. And it's not the aesthetic goals, the performance goals, because we don't have access to a gym, might be put on hold. But for them, it's still their best hour of their day. They video their workouts, they send me the content, we communicate every single workout. And it makes me feel good because they inspire me. And then I also, in turn, motivate them to go and do that so that they get their best hour of their day. Then they're getting other members of their family join in, and their kids are joining in, So everyone has their own mini communities, but we're all connected online. So that's my sort of 2 cents on that.
Awesome.
Bringing it home.
I've been very black and white about it with my members. That's my coaching style anyway. It's either, and I've said it to them during this period. Now we've gone into sort of isolation. We're not able to train together. I said, you either do or you don't. And if you don't, you're going to lose it. And when I meant lose it, you're not going to lose like your aesthetics and your muscle and all that stuff. So you're going to lose it up here. So at least, I said it this morning when I trained inside. I said, your workouts aren't going to be an hour long. Forget that. Get a good 30 minutes in, and then maybe do another 30 minutes later on in the afternoon, and you've moved twice, and fill it in that way. I think a lot of people are trying to imitate an hour in the gym, but we all know as trainers, if your work rate or you're working in the gym, it's a 40-minute total, of hard workout. So that's what I said to him. I said, just, move.
Just move.
Exactly. Yeah. Do all the stuff which, I'm pumping it out daily on the Instagram for these guys. So there's no excuses. And look, like someone said before, hold yourself accountable now. Now is the time to hold yourself accountable. Right? So.
Yeah.
I almost hate that word workout. Like Jeff was saying, like workout can kind of sometimes for a lot of people have, especially our clients, have like a negative sort of connotation with it. I like what Jeff said, and it's like just move. And then even if it's 10 minutes, like you'll be surprised at the endorphin release. Heck, I don't even care if you just sit down and stretch for 10 minutes. Maybe try and learn the split. You're just going to feel better for doing that, and then that's just going to set your day up for success.
Yeah, and look how many habits your clients in that way are installing into their everyday life that they can then bring in when they can go back to the gym. It's not just going to be that 1 hour. Maybe they're like, okay, well, I work really hard. I work 10 hours in the office and then I have 1 hour to work out. Now it's like, oh, I created that routine that every morning when I wake up, I do 5 minutes stretching or I don't know what, some sort of stand salutation, whatever. I can keep that going even when I have the gym. Now I've got 2 workouts. Do you know what I mean? So you're actually creating new habits that they can take with them when they move into the next phase of our life. But also what's important, I mean, with my clients, obviously, loads of my clients are entrepreneurs in different areas, and I'm very blessed to work with people that are small business owners in different kind of fields. So like I was saying earlier, one of my clients is a piano teacher. Now we're designing how can she create a virtual kind of online piano course. And I think it's for people that live with somebody, I always bring it back to the same scenario as what does the world need right now and how can I contribute? It's a great opportunity if you're living with somebody, if you have somebody in your house to go, okay, so we're a unit. What does the other person need right now from me and how can I contribute to their safety and them feeling loved and seen and acknowledged? And all of a sudden your relationship will go to another level because you have the time to see each other. And that's a beautiful thing. And if you're virtual, you can do it on Skype or not Skype, I guess, but on Zoom or whatever. And all of a sudden you can elevate your relationship. I just think that, I mean, the world, at the end of the day, let's face it, life is relationships, isn't it? That's what we live. That's what it is. It's with yourself and others. If you don't have that, you've got nothing.
What's the we're going to have to wrap this up actually in about the next 10 minutes, but what is your mindset on seeing what people are going to do once this is over? Do you see people moving away from what they're currently doing? Is they going to spend more time outdoors? Are they going to spend more time with their families or connecting with their families, connecting with friends? Do you see this continue when we get past this COVID-19?
I hope, right? And let's just take Dubai's dynamic of people. I think the older, when I say older, from 30 plus, will definitely take this as a kick in the ass to appreciate what's around them more. But I know for a fact the young ones out here will go straight back into these bad habits. And this will be just like okay, we got past it, let's go back into the same bullshit lives that we're living. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But I know Dubai, I've lived here so long. You see, I mean, till last week, this wasn't even a thing here, you know what I mean? So it's hard. It's hard for me to say and be optimistic about the young ones out here, but I hope they do get the kick in the ass and say, okay, look, there's more importance out there than just, living paycheck to paycheck and getting smashed every weekend, you know? But I'll tell you what, on my own, that first brunch back will be an absolute bender. So if the corona doesn't kill me, the 3-day bender I'm going to go on after this will. So.
What do you guys? Sorry, question, guys. What do you think? What people like? For example, who said that? I think Keith just said that. There's an overload of information and a lot of workouts going on out there now. Do you think it will slow down the gym operation because people are going to be saving money now? Hang on a minute. I've learned a lot now from being at home. I'm creative. I'm resourceful now. So I don't think I need the gym. Because I've got
I don't think so.
Not at all.
We've got a lot of nods to go. I like a lot of shakes the head.
Yeah. That's a question. Yeah.
I can only speak from, obviously, I belong to Desert Barbell, which is my partner's club. And I'm just looking at the members of Desert Barbell. It's humbling. I mean, it's my partner's company. It's not mine, but it's humbling to see the connection is unbelievable and how we're like the 6 a.m. crew. We're so hungry. Can't wait to get back and pump out our numbers. And everybody, it's like people are standing, like just ready to go. So I think it's going to elevate the community spirit in each of the clubs. What I am hoping is, like somebody was mentioning before, that now that competition crap bullshit that's been going on between different clubs will stop and everybody will just be like, you know what, I belong to this, I'm grateful to be here, you belong to that, let's just smash it out, you know? But I think people are coming back hungrier than ever.
The reason why I asked that, because, last day, I'm guilty of it. It was my last day of interacting with a couple of clients. And like you, Anna, majority of my clients, and Nigel knows this, that I've trained a lot of very rich people and they're entrepreneurs, which I trained the guy that owns 24. And then lucky enough, all my clients are friends. So they came together, like Haytham lent us a few equipment. So my job last week, I was literally picking up equipment, using their truck to deliver equipment to them. No kidding. Free of charge. Like what Joanna said, it's a build a relationship. That's for me, keeping my value. Okay, now we're going to do workout online. You've got equipment, so you've got no excuse. And then a thought came into mind yesterday. A couple of my 2 clients, that business owners, hang on a minute. I don't think I need to go back to the gym. I'm going to invest in equipment. I'm going to train at home. I'm going to hire you. Thought like that. That's the reason why I asked it. So if entrepreneurs thought of that, really cautious about their money, how do you think it's going to affect the revenue of Streamline commercial gyms?
Straight up, we've all been here pretty long, and the reason why we're still in business and still have jobs is that people, I don't give a shit. Even myself, I trained this morning and I thought, yeah, you did all right. But if someone was standing next to me going back to back with the sets, I would have trained harder. Simple as that. So, you know,
100%.
people will never able to, like, unless you're even a top grade athlete, you need someone to push you out of your comfort zone. And that's why, you know.
Yeah. Or social creatures. People are going to get bored of being at home themselves after a while. I mean, it's great. I actually enjoy it, but interaction, we miss people. So as much as it's great, it's not a high five from someone in the gym.
Yeah. Look, I was on the beach for 4 days last week till we could stop operation. I'm the same colour as my shirt, so the sun is great, but you know, I don't want to get any darker than I already am. So I'm happy to work in a gym.
And I think one of the things that people are craving in this country specifically, because nobody's from here, even though I've been out here since 1992, on and off, this country craves community. And I think belonging to a community makes you feel like I'm not alone. And so that's why those of you that are out there having gyms and, you know, whatever, it will never die because people they might think now, oh, sweet, I'll just get my own bench and I'll just bench at home. After 4 sessions, they'll be like, really? This is my life now? So they'll come back.
Absolutely.
Joel,
do you guys think, Nigel brought it up before about, the tree is going to have a really good shake and, you know, those that can hang on and don't fall off are going to rise to the top. Do you guys think trainers are going to really, or the good ones are really going to start to realize they need to diversify their income rather than just doing that PT for income? They're going to realize I need to do ebooks, I need to have online courses, I need to have online programming.
In any industry, anyway, you can have a backup plan. You cannot put all your eggs in one tray or one basket.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure we all know so many freelancers that are just maybe not on a salary, but kind of live paycheck to paycheck or client to client. And I think a lot of them are going to get a big wake up at how diverse your income should be.
Anything in life, you got to have a spare tire. If one bursts, you got a backup plan.
Yeah, I mean, look, you say that like I think most of us were like that at once upon a time. You know what I mean? And
I was.
Same as that. It took something drastic for me to change it. Yeah, exactly. And this is a drastic thing that they need for it to happen. So I think it's, you know, after all said and done, it's probably a blessing in disguise for a lot of people too to start living a simple and smart life. You know.
But guys, listen. If we look at the panel that's here right now, we're not just personal trainers. I mean, we're so versatility in what we do and what we offer as a service. I mean, if we did small group training, boot camps, you know, just to name just a couple of things that we can do with our bag of tools and bag of skills. We're the survivors of the survivors. We're like the last of the Mohicans that are out there, man.
Yeah.
So there's only a minority of us that can actually do what we do. I mean, so if you're just specifically just a personal trainer and you train one-on-one clients, guess what? Your business is going to die.
Yeah.
What an opportunity to actually get creative. I always say, like when I work with my clients, I say, have a kind of a lower price online business, for example, that you can just have an income that just goes like this. I mean, what a great opportunity to create an alternative to maybe you just do face-to-face. Because let's face it, maybe you want to be able to go away and also be able to keep coaching people and spreading your your information. So this is such a great opportunity. It's a brilliant time, actually, for everyone.
100%. Yeah.
I'm going to throw something at you guys. Here's a thought. We come out the other end. What's stopping it from going back in? Or is there a possibility to go back into the same space?
Like what the WHO has said, or the Global Health Authority, this is not going to be the last. 100 years ago, we were dealing with what do you call that? The influenza A, millions died. A couple of decades, swine flu, SARS. Like what I've said earlier, this is the 7th generation of its kind. So this is just, helping us to rebuild, recreate, and, start learning again.
Yeah.
This won't be the last. We might not be there when that comes, but at least we're here now, propagating this information and helping, the future to prepare.
Can I just say something? Can everybody on this panel believe that somebody ate a bat in China and that we're now on fucking Zoom? No, they're blocked online. That's why we're here. Someone ate a bat. Cool.
Did you guys because
Don't eat bats.
Wow, it comes from something as simple as that, right? One thing can change the world, and literally there's one thing. Are you grateful that the person ate the bat, or are you ungrateful they ate the bat?
Well, I'd love to have him in the room with me now.
We're too late for that, Nigel. He's resting.
Yeah.
What, are you hungry, bro?
Yeah, can't have. Anyway, it is what it is.
Guys, we're going to wrap it up there, but I just want to say thank you for everyone for watching. Joff from Move and Wins, Anna from Peak Performance, there's a Barbell, Keith from A Life of Education, the other Strength, was the other? Another one, Strength. Sorry, I forgot the one.
PT, Physical Training Company.
Physical Training, that's the one, mate. Sorry, that one. Nathan and Fiona from My Cuddle Solutions, Streetwise, Nigel down the bottom there from Streetwise and One Tribe Podcast, Ben Speedy Thompson from Future Fit Kids and GeoFit. Gilbert, he's part of Fine Fit People as well. Just thank you very much, guys, for joining us today, being a part of this, sharing your thoughts. I mean, there's been lots of insightful things that have come out there, and I suppose it's probably just going to add more conversation to other people's and bring out more creativity from people. So it's been a hugely positive thing, and we look forward to actually hope you guys will join us again for another panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, anytime.
Absolutely.
Thank you for organizing.
Yeah, it's great having this time with you. I appreciate it.
Well, make sure you enjoy the brunches, the Zoom brunches, the Zoom dinners, the Zoom dates.
My daughter gave me that.
Really brilliant, Dan.
Guys.
Thank you much, guys. Thank you much
Thanks,
for
everyone.
joining us here on Fine Fit People. We help stay connected with things like this. If you guys have any comments, any topics you'd like to talk about with us via the platform, just to let you know, every day we are going to have a new fitness panel, especially in this time, every day, daily. Tomorrow it's at 11:30. We're going to kick that one off, and we're going to talk about online and how to generate revenue as well. So we've got a few people coming on for that one. So tune in tomorrow, 11:30. Otherwise, from us and all the team on the panel, thank you very much. Much love to you all. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
We've all been there. Hours searching the internet, asking friend upon friend, making call after call, trying to find the right fitness professional, health specialist, or sports coach. So much time, energy, and even money spent only to find more problems than solutions. Well, now, with the Find Fit People platform, you can find all the available professionals with the skills you need in an instant. We've removed all the barriers by establishing a community of many different skilled health specialists, sports coaches, and fitness professionals that are alerted immediately once you've posted your request. In under 30 seconds, you can attract multiple professionals with the right skills to help you achieve the result you want. It's simple, fast, and free. Find us online at www.findfitpeople.com or download the Find Fit People app from Apple or Google Play stores so you can find fit people today.